Today I'm making a Father's Day fry box. This is a decorated fry box. It comes blank, just like this white here, but I've decorated it with this fun stamp set and some really nice Trailblazer papers. So if you like to make this box, follow me. Today I'll be working with a handful of things. First we have the Sarah Surfaces fry boxes, and it comes in a 2-pack. They come folded flat and they are super easy to just pop open because all of the lines here are either scored or perforated. So there we have it. So you just basically can decorate these however you like. They're really fun for party favors as well. And then we have the Celebration Design Toolkit number 8. You can see it better there. And there's the shapes that it has. There are, I believe, 6 pieces on here. However, there are many more shapes than that. As you can see, there are several shapes per piece. So that's the second one. It's the third one, and that's got the outer shape plus 2 other shapes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, there's 8 pieces. So they all come on this detachable chain, which is really nice to keep them nice and neat. Then we have the Mustache and Glasses small stamp, and this is awesome for all types of cards. Great for masculine, and it says "You're Rad," so that can be Father's Day, could also be birthday, retirement, all kinds of things. And then just how to clean it on the back. And then the Trailblazer paper pack comes with 12 papers. They're all double-sided. And here's the packaging. There you see all the lovely nature-inspired colors and projects. And just a flip through them. We have a lot of green and brown textures. I love this wood grain one. This is a nice all-over diamond pattern. Then we have the autumn leaves, green and orange. And I love this. This is just a gradient, but it's really, really pretty. And then we have the leaf border. Another gradient that's a little bit different. Then another all over pattern, and then the bright green at the end. So those are all the items I'll be using today. Let's get started. So first I'm going to just take the flat fry box and pop it together. So just squeeze in the sides. I folded lightly along those perforated lines, and then the bottom just kind of pops in like that. I hope you're familiar with what a fry box looks like. So that's what it looks like. And then I'm going to take this wood grain paper, flip it over to the other side, and I want to cover this front part with paper. So I'm going to do a tricky little tracing thing. Now you can't really see very well, but I'm just going to rock the box so that the edges are touching the paper, and I'm going to trace around it carefully, this edge, and then the front edge, so you kind of have to reach under the flap there. And I'm going to go ahead and trace it and cut it out. Alright, so here's my piece. Fits there on the front. Before I glue it on, I'm going to add some inking to it. So I've just got a cosmetic sponge here, and this is StazOn, so Timber Brown StazOn. And I'm just gonna put some ink on there and just dab around all of these edges. And you can go as heavy or as light on the inking as you want. I just kind of want that shaded look around my edges here. I think it's appropriate with this wood. Almost looks like a burned wood. Now that I've glued the front on, here's what it looks like. And there is a tiny bit of overhang, but I think that's okay because it's better to hang over a little bit than to be too short and have the white showing. So for the sides, I'm just gonna cover the 2 sides and then the inner top part right here, because those are the ones that will be showing most. You can cover the back or even the bottom if you like, but I find that's just a little too much work for me. So I'm just measuring out these 2 sides because they're just basic rectangles. So this is 1 1/8 by 3 3/8. So I'll go ahead and cut two 1 1/8 inch by 3 3/8 inch strips of the same brown wood grain, and I'll glue them to the sides. Now that my sides are covered with paper, I just need to trace a shape to go on the inside. So I'm just gonna go with this paper here, and I'm gonna do the same kind of tracing technique where I'll trace along this edge and along the top edge and then along the other edge and along the bottom. And it's a little bit tricky because you have to rock this to wherever you're tracing it so that the edge is touching the paper at all times. I'm going to go ahead and do that and cut that out. Alright, so I kind of got excited and finished the box, but I'm going to walk you through what I did. So I cut out this outer shape, which is the treat label shape here, and then I inked the edges with the Timber Brown StazOn. Then the ticket shape is also from the same design toolkit. It's on this piece right here, the fancy ticket, or the tiny ticket rather. So those edges are inked. Then I stamped You're Rad in Versamark ink, and I embossed it with some dark brown embossing powder. As you can see, it's kind of glossy. Same with the mustache. Now this is stamped on that wood grain paper, not that you can really see it, but I cut it out. And both of these elements are foam taped on here. I recommend gluing on this label before you do the foam taping on, and then Dad is just written with a Sharpie. The inside has been, edge has been inked, and this pair of glasses has been embossed with gold embossing powder on the wood grain, cut out and foam taped to the very back edge, and they kind of pop over the back edge for a fun little look. Alright, so I recommend as a filler maybe gift cards, cookies, donuts, anything edible. If you have better ideas, feel free to comment. But this is for a Father's Day gift, but you can definitely personalize it otherwise. Alright, stay tuned for today's bundle, and thanks for watching. First in today's bundle we have the double-sided Trailblazer paper pack, and here is the package. Now we're giving you 12 papers, so that's 2 of each design, and each of those designs have 2 sides. So I have here we have the card idea on the front, and this is using some other items within the Trailblazer collection. We have ribbons and we have dazzles and some more items. And then we have on the back a very cute spread, and I wouldn't think of putting this nature themed scrapbooking paper with a baby layout, but it looks really cute. And then we have here an image of all of the papers and the backs of them, and a card idea front and inside, plus other products in the line. So let's take a closer look at those papers. First we have this corner treatment of this line art of a compass rose with the map on the top, and we got some X's. X marks the spot, and then I love how this silhouette of a forest kind of lines the bottom here. On the back of that is a parchment, very textured, vintage looking. Then we have an all over pattern, a chevron pattern, very textured as well, different shades of green. On the back of that is an all over map texture. It's got a grid on it and all the contour lines that I think it's a topographic map. And then we also have this lovely wood grain texture that is the same as on the front, but it's just all wood grain. On the back of that is a fun all over tile pattern in kind of an aqua green. Then we have some rich greens, dark on a light background of the leaf shapes, but they go to browns at the bottom, and it's really cool because there's also some really tiny line art leaves that you can see in the foreground. Lots of layering going on here. Then we also have this gradient, which goes from this rich rusty orange color to a yellow to a green and really dark up here. It's almost like a really vintage looking fun rainbow. And then we have a leaf border design. So that's along this side, and these leaves can be on pretty much any side of the paper you wish them to be. They're multi-directional. And then on the back of that, another gradient with lots of texture, slightly more neutral than the dark green. And finally, this all over dark green and aqua green up here, X and diamond repeated pattern. And on the back is a nice bright, kind of a springy green, and nice texturing done on that. Alright, next we have the fry boxes. And these are Sarah Surfaces. These are all dreamed up by Sarah Newman. All these are blank boxes and things. The front assembled is about 3 1/4 inches, 3 inches by about 4 inches. So like a standard fry box, and they just pop together like that. You can decorate them with whatever you please and fill them with it whatever you please. And if you want to fill them with food, I recommend maybe a cellophane liner or some other food-friendly liner. And then we have one of my favorite things, the toolkits. This is our design toolkit. So this is Celebration, and it's design toolkit number 8. You can see it better on this black paper here. So it has actually 8 plastic sheer pieces in it. But each piece has more than one shape to it, except for I think the smallest piece, which is the balloon. So let's take a look. If I unhook these, you can see them better. And this chain is really handy to have so that you can keep them all together. So first we have the Celebration. That's the largest one, and this is great for doing shaped cards, since it's a big one, as well as this one. Then we have, and these are all kind of labeled, so dainty label, lovely label. There's lots and lots of different shapes on each of them, as well as small artwork that you can kind of follow for using ideas on cards. And then we've got this lovely shaped label. It's called the Delightful label. Next biggest is the notebook tag, and this has got a really fun kind of a notebook pattern on it, and kind of a torn edge across the bottom. And then we have the Happy Burst, and this is really great for making little blue ribbons, or whatever color ribbons, but prize ribbons. You can cut out 2 of those and put them underneath. And it's also got some stars on it. Then these 3 are the smallest. We have the Fancy Ticket, Tidbit, Tag, and Balloon, and you can use those for your smaller greetings and things. So that is the Celebration Design Toolkit number 8. But last but not least, we have the Mustache and Glasses small stamp, and these are the clear acrylic stamps. Easy to clean, just wash with soap and water. When you get a new stamp, what I like to do is take like a very fine sanding block or sandpaper or an eraser. I have this gummy gray eraser, and I just kind of erase the surface of the stamp, and what this does is it takes off that super glossy coating that kind of tends to be there when they're brand new. And it doesn't harm your stamp, but it just allows the ink, when you're using the ink pad, so that the ink stays on the stamp smoothly, sits on it smoothly instead of beating up because of the super glossy. You can see the difference in those 2 stamps because I've prepped this one already. Alright, so that's the stamp with the 3 pieces. We got the Mustache, Glasses, and Your Rad. And those are all the items in today's bundle. Thank you so much for sticking with me, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. See you later.